Hallelujah. MCs receive hundreds of thousands, millions for mastering the art of making people feel significant. Ladies and gentlemen, without no further ado, want to introduce ABC XYZ, and you find the person trying to be humble, trying to contain himself. Significance. Is someone learning already? Number 4, the fourth need, psychological need of all men, and it's important what you are learning because it will connect to the subject of purpose and fulfillment. The fourth motivation behind all human behavior is the need for love and acceptance. You pay attention to that. It's a very serious one. The worst thing that can happen to any human being from a psychological standpoint is rejection. That word rejection, it can wreck a person more than something physical. It's an emotional wound that can last for a lifetime. Love and acceptance. Number 5, the fifth motivation behind human desires, activities, and needs is the need for growth. The need for growth. That's why you celebrate graduations. That's why you celebrate promotions. That's why you celebrate intellectual milestones, because it gives you and those who care to know a perception that you are growing. Hallelujah. Unfortunately, the only kind of growth that is natural is biological growth. Every other kind of growth is structurally engineered. If you want to grow intellectually, it's something that is going to be a harvest of seeds, intellectual seeds that you sow. And the sixth, for sake of time, the sixth and the final motivation behind all human needs is the need or the desire for impact and contribution. Impact and contribution. It's almost an unwritten rule that when you succeed to a measure, immediately society believes it and they put pressure on you to create a structure around your life to give back to society, whether an NGO, a foundation, whatever you call it. They even reward you. Am I right on that? They give grants and all kinds of things. So a quick recap: the 6 motivations behind human behavior. This is the reason I tell you why most people wake up in the morning, why they cry. Why do you rejoice when you buy a metal? You call it a car. What gives you joy? It's not the metal. No. The metal does something to you that checks this list, one of the 6 I just listed. Why do you hold a piece of paper? You call it a certificate, and you dance around and feel very fulfilled. Why do you hold another piece of paper? You call it naira or dollar or pound, and you look so motivated and secured in the presence of that paper, or perhaps a card. Hallelujah. Why do you construct sand? You call it a house, and you live so comfortably and secured in it. All of these things are not the things that really give us fulfillment. They feed back into one or more of these lists. The need for security, the need for newness or variety, the need for significance, the need for love and acceptance, the need for growth, and the need for impact and contribution. When you understand this, it is one of the keys to taming excessism in your life, because then you will know that when you find a desire for more of physical things, you can now look deeper. Do I really need those things, or is there another way I can derive satisfaction without having to acquire and acquire and acquire? There are 2 expressions in the Bible that have gotten me concerned. Number 1 is a poor wise man. That statement is not supposed to be in use because poverty and wisdom don't add up. The poor wise man. And then another example is the rich fool. You cannot call a man rich and yet call him fool, because wealth, sustainable wealth, is a product of wisdom. And yet in this Bible there is the poor wise man, and then there is the rich fool. And one was poor and the other was foolish, not necessarily because of what they did, but the motivation behind the things that they did. For instance, the rich fool thought that his rest would be in acquiring and building barns, and he said, my soul find rest in it. And that was what made him a fool. Is someone learning already? Praise the name of the Lord. Many believers live frustrated lives even though they are born again, because they've not taken time to understand these concepts, and society has put us under perpetual pressure to get things that seem to give us a feedback that we're making progress as per all of these 6 psychological points that I listed. So to the degree to which you feel you are great is the degree to which you check all this list: security, financial security and otherwise, newness, variety, you're always making the headlines, we call you a celebrity. And then the degree to which you are significant, the degree to which you are loved and accepted, the degree to which you think you are growing, or you are growing actually, and the degree to which you are able to make impact and contribution. This is very powerful. My life changed when I learned this, because I found out that there's one word for every one of these things I listed. It's actually leading to one point. It's called peace. That's it.